Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 91 of Like, Share, Follow. And on this episode, I have Taliah Williamson, who's a marketing and communication assistant at Solidteknics and a uni SC grad, I may say. So welcome, Taliah.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, thanks for being on the show. So before we went live, you were telling me that you would have graduated early this year, right? In the ceremony this year?
Yes, but I was overseas, so I didn't actually get to attend.
So you just got it in the mail.
Yeah, I got home to a little letter on my bed.
Yeah, but you've like compared. So you finished, and then you've landed. Excuse me, you've landed this great job at Solidteknics. So tell me how did that come about? So how did you go from finishing? What happened when you finished your classes at this time last year to then be working at Solidteknics?
So when I finished last year, I, like many other people, I assume, just started applying for any job that I could find, really. I think I applied for, it would have been over 30 jobs, and I got a couple of interviews out of it, but I didn't hear back from a lot of them. And so I was feeling quite frustrated with that. And I thought, I actually don't know that going straight into a job is necessarily the right path for me right now, because I had just finished 4 years of uni and high school. Before that, I went straight into uni from high school, and I've been working all throughout uni. And I just thought I needed a little break. So I decided to actually go overseas for 3 months in April. And so I didn't want to waste that time in between the start of the year and April. So I actually reached out to Dash of Milk and connected with Bronte. And she offered me a 2-day internship with them for those 3 months that were the gap between when I went away. And so, I interned with them for about 3 months, and that was really good. I learned a lot while I was with them, but I also learned, which I actually find really valuable, that I don't know that agency life and marketing is right for me, because that's always what I thought I wanted to do, in uni. Yeah. And experiencing it firsthand, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is right for me. I think I actually want a position where I can just be with the one business and focus on them and get more into depth with the one brand. And so when my internship finished, I went to Europe for 3 years and did a bit of solo traveling. And then when I came back from that, I applied for this Solidteknics position. It was the only position I applied for at the time, and I got it. It was meant to be, really. Yeah.
And what degree did you do at uni?
So I did Bachelor of Business, majoring in marketing, and minoring in international business.
Excellent. And so now that you're working at Solid, so tell us, what is Solidteknics? Am I pronouncing that correctly? And
yes.
what are their products? What do they sell?
So Solidteknics, we're a cookware brand, a sustainable cookware brand. And so we make wrought iron and stainless steel cookware. That's all wrought from a single sheet of iron, so no joints or screws or anything. So it's really durable. Nice. And so, they're designed to last for centuries and become a family heirloom almost. So, yeah.
Excellent. And so that would be sort of fun to market, particularly on social
very
media.
Fun, yeah. And it's a very unique selling point, because we're one of the only companies in Australia that actually manufactures and produces Australian-made cookware right here in Australia. So, it's such a good position. I'm loving it.
Excellent. And so what sort of things do you have to do as part of your role?
So I wear all the hats. It's because it's a very small team, and so getting lots of experience across many aspects. I manage social media. I help with website, maintaining the website and updating the website, and product launches. And we usually launch to Kickstarter before we launch to public. Okay. And so that's been a whole new learning curve. Kickstarter, I've never worked with that before, and so helping to launch products on there and then later launch them to public sale, and just a bit of everything. Lots of experience.
Yeah. And so what do you think set you apart from other graduates going for that particular role?
I think it was my comfortability with being myself. I think when I was applying for all of those jobs straight out of uni, I felt like I was almost putting on a show to try and be what the business thought was their perfect fit.
Yeah.
And I think traveling Europe helped me to be more comfortable with myself because I did it solo. And so when I then came back, my mindset was just, I'm just going to be myself, be open about what I do know, what I don't know, what I'm keen to learn, what my goals are, and the right position will like find me almost, like it'll align well. And it did. It was, it worked out perfectly.
Excellent. And then traveling solo, I love traveling solo, so I'm a big fan of that as well. So you just learn so much, I think, about the world and yourself and what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah, and that was a very, very good experience. Yeah.
And so focusing on your career, like you've sort of just kicked it off. So what has been some of the best advice you've been given about work and your career?
I think it would be that everyone started where you are today. So especially coming fresh out of uni, it was so easy to get in the mindset of, oh my God, like I don't know anything. Like I thought I knew everything, and now I'm looking at all these jobs and like all these people with so much experience, and it's like it can be very overwhelming going into that and thinking, oh my God, like do I actually know anything? But everyone started where you are today. Like no big boss man or whatever ever like knew everything his whole life. He started from somewhere, or she started from somewhere, and they learn and they grow. And that's exactly what you do coming out of uni. You get your first job and you just take that experience to learn and make mistakes and learn from them, or get in contact with like really good people and learn from them. And it's just, everyone started where you are. So don't be too overwhelmed by it all.
Yeah, and that's great advice. And sort of reflecting on your time now at university, what have been some of the most useful skills and knowledge that you gained at university that you use now in your current role?
It's actually probably not marketing related. There was obviously a lot that I learned marketing wise that I use now, but the ability to almost own up when you don't know something and like be comfortable asking for help or clarification has honestly been so useful, especially as like this is my first marketing position out of uni. And so feeling comfortable enough to speak up when I don't know something or ask for help when I don't know something, it's such a good skill to like have and learn, and it just helps so much for me to like really take on my position as much as I can and apply myself to my tasks to like the best of my ability, really.
Yeah, and it's so true. Like even looking now as say a lecturer at uni, I can tell you the highest performing students always ask questions. They constantly ask questions if something isn't clear, and that's why they perform so well, is because they have a much better idea. They don't guess. They make sure it's concrete in their mind through that sort of questioning process. So I think that's a really good skill to have. And on the flip side of that, what is something that you like skill or knowledge that you really needed in your current role that you never gained at university that you wish you'd learned at university?
There's probably two main things. So the first would be influencer marketing, which like it was talked about at uni, like in my courses, but it never was something we went super in depth to. And especially in my position where I'm doing quite a few different things, that's something that I have to do, that I've had to learn on the job because I didn't really have any prior knowledge about it, or like I knew about it obviously, but no in-depth knowledge about like how to manage them, how to like connect with them.
All those sort of working out the deals and things.
Yeah, and the other thing would probably be more application or like platform-wise, if I know that's the right word, but so things like MailChimp and like Post and all of those things. It would be really fun to have a course where it's just focused on learning like the back end of all of those things, and even like Google ads and Facebook ads and all of that would be really cool to have like a little course that focuses on all of them. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's great. And so now that you are sort of working in social media as part of your role, and because we know it changes every day,
Yeah.
what is something that you've discovered in the last couple of weeks? So it could be anything. It could be a new tool. It could be a platform change, or just something you found interesting in the last 2 weeks that's social media related that you could share.
I was reading up on some Instagram updates, and I saw that they are thinking of launching a scheduling tool in the app itself.
Yes.
So we use external scheduling tools. But yeah, it's just really interesting to see that they're thinking of releasing an in-app scheduling system, which would be really fun. And also
Yeah.
what's it called? Like a profile song on Instagram, possibly.
Okay. I never heard about that one. So
Yeah, no, I
people go
think
to your profile and
I read it the other day. Yeah, apparently MySpace had a similar thing, but I've never used MySpace. I never
I
thought of it
remember
before
MySpace.
before my time.
That's my vintage, yeah.
But yeah, so like a profile song that, yeah, just another way to express yourself on there, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
totally.
really interesting.
Yeah. And with the scheduling, so what sort of scheduling tool do you use at Solidteknics?
So we use Later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really good. You just you link all of your accounts to it, and then you can just schedule posts and find user generated content that you've been tagged in or mentioned in or anything, and use that to post that stuff. And yeah, like Instagram stories, TikToks, Pinterest posts, everything. Yeah, it's really good.
Excellent. I've heard really good things about Later. I love their actual I always recommend their website as a resource because they've got an amazing blog and little courses and things that you can do. It's really good. It's really great resource for social media managers.
Yeah, very good tool.
And so tell me, what advice would you give to students or emerging professionals? So, we're at the end of semester 2 now. So there's a lot of students we finished classes last week. Some are just, getting through their exams and they're just about to finish and head off into the big wide workplace. What advice would you give to emerging professionals who are already working in the field or who are just about to enter about how to succeed?
I think my advice would be to be honest with yourself and also with people who are interviewing you or talking to you about positions. So that's one thing I found is if you're honest about to yourself about who you are and what you can do and can't do and what you're looking for, it'll be a lot easier to find the right position for you. And then also in turn then, similarly how I got my position, is be honest about who you are and what you know to people who are interviewing you, for example, because they will take that on as you being open and a good communicator about what you want to learn and what you are struggling with and would like to learn from them or help with get some help from them to learn. And yeah, just be honest with yourself and you'll find the right fit for you.
That's great advice. And so we've had, we've got one more question to go, but before we get to that, we have had some comments from Anthony Roberto, who he's a regular viewer of Like, Share, Follow. And Anthony said, "Good morning, Dr. Karen Sutherland and Taliah from a very colourful and lively Melbourne. Thank you for sharing your experience, insight and knowledge, Taliah, and continued success in your career progression."
Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
nice.
Anthony. And so now we're at the final question of, and the most important question of the whole show is, who do you like, share, and follow?
I have been really loving Because of Marketing on LinkedIn. They're just a little account that they post real world marketing campaigns, so billboards or buses and stuff like that. And it's just really inspiring to see what other companies are doing for out of home marketing. Yeah, it's just fun to look at. There's a lot of really creative and interesting things on there, so definitely recommend checking it out.
Maybe you could tag them in this post so then other people can follow them as well.
Yeah, of course.
That would be great. And so we've reached the end of our chat today. And before we go, do you have any final comments you would like to share, final words of advice?
I just want to share with everyone who is graduating or has just recently graduated that I'm so excited that you have done marketing and are entering marketing, because it's such a diverse career path. Everything needs marketing in this world pretty much. And so you can literally go anywhere you like with it, and you can swap from one industry to another or one profession to another, and it's all still marketing, so it's applicable to you. And so it's just very exciting. Like, the world's literally your oyster when you do marketing.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. So thank you so much, Taliah. And next episode is actually tomorrow. So we're sort of on the home straight for this project and this series now, that we'll be doing more Like Share Follows in the lead up to the end of the year. So episode 92, which is on tomorrow at 9:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, we have Jessica Friend, who's a marketing assistant at Chico, which is I think it's like a baby's brand, and they do sort of carriers and things like that. So we'll see you on the next episode. And thank you again, Taliah, for sharing your insight.
No worries at all. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. See you, everyone.